Can you hear
Yeah,
it when it says the call? This call will be recorded.
yes, I heard it.
Okay, good. Just
So,
making sure we're
so
good. Uh,
where were we at, Fred?
you was talking about Bill Hader and the car, how big the
Yeah,
car is.
yeah, the card is real big. It's in Times Square. Never been done in the history of the sport, as the late Butch Lewis would say, my dear late brother Butch Lewis. And it's just a thing where this guy is really getting in the boxing, the turkey out of cheap.
Hmm.
He got he got it wrapped up, man. He just, he just don't, Fred, he just don't have the people around him that know the game.
I agree.
He
And
just has
he
the
don't have a
gun.
mouthpiece. He needs a mouthpiece. People will say Dana White, but Dana White is busy. Dana White is busy with UFC, and he has to handle the logistics there. He needs a boxing Dana White. That's not attached. Like Eddie Hearn is still attached to Matchroom. Bob Arum and his people are attached to obviously Top Rank. He needs someone that's just strictly TKO boxing. Um,
Somebody, one of the Emans asked me, did I want to be a part of the Turkey Alley Sheik? He said, I knew the Sheik. I can get you tongue. I said, listen, my loyalty is to my people. He's a Muslim. I give him the salam, but my loyalty is to Don King and Top Rank. I don't know this brother. May Allah bless him, and may Allah grant him paradise, keep him on the right path. But I'm not a guy that, sure, I can use money. I got great grandchildren. I got a family. But I'm not going to chase something that I'm not going to leave a guy I've been with for 60 years. I'm always eat because I come out the streets. I know how to hustle. I can go back in the streets. But I'm just saying, I'm not that kind of guy that would do that.
nah, ain't nothing in the streets, man. Stop acting
No,
like you go
no,
back in the
no,
street. Ain't nothing
no,
there.
no, ain't nothing in the streets. But I'm saying if I had to go back in the street, I know how to go back out there and eat. I would never go back in the streets at 82 years old, Fred. But what I'm saying, and I want your fans to understand that I don't, I'm, I'm loyal to the people that have been loyal to me. I can't pick up the phone and call this guy and say, my granddaughter's sick, I need 4, 5, 10,000. But I can pick up the phone and call Bob directly. I can call DK, I can call Carl.
And they're doing business with him.
Yeah. I
So
don't think
so
D, I
so
don't think DK doing business with him.
well, he honored them.
The Turkey out of Chief on the DK?
Yeah. That's
When?
at the they had an award ceremony, I believe.
You don't even know who DK is.
Yeah, man, come on, man. How do you not I mean, DK is synonymous with box. I mean, I don't even feel comfortable calling him DK. I don't know him like that. Don King is synonymous with boxing. Like what
Yes,
is
but to say he know, oh yes it is. He know Don. I'm gonna tell you, Don just had a light heavyweight that fought over there, and he's an Arab.
mm.
Yeah, Don just dealt with it. Yeah, I can see that
So
because
you
I talked
so
to
you need to
Al.
so you need to
I
part
talked,
your own C.
but I ain't Fred. You know, I don't do a lot nowadays.
Uh-huh.
Matchmaking. If Top Rank need me to make a couple matches, Brad Goodman and Mackenzie, my little young niece Mackenzie, that's under Brad Goodman, then I'll do it. Otherwise, than that man, I just go politic, eat, rob who I can rob at the bar, and keep it moving.
Now, when you say
Call in all
rob
my
people, what do you
favorites.
mean rob people?
Call in all my favorites. That's what I mean. I don't mean literally rob nobody with no pistol. I mean rob and say, hey, you owe me.
Oh, I know.
Come
I just
on.
wanted you to correct yourself.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But that's how I look at it. And Top Rank got that one good card on June 7th. And then they got the white kid, Italian, half Polish kid, McNicky, June 21st at the Barclay, not at the Prudential Center in Newark,
Hmm.
where the New Jersey Devils play. So
Right.
Top Rank going to be on the East Coast. back to back in June.
Right. Now let me tell you this. Let me ask you. You I hate when people say, "Let me ask you a question." I hate that in interviews. Anyways, when you got out of jail in the early 2000s, correct?
In the mid 2000s.
Mid 20.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
Thank you.
Go
Versus
ahead.
the 80s, correct? Or the 90s, somewhere in there,
Go ahead.
because you did multiple stints. What's the difference going in prison as a younger man versus an older man?
You know, going when I first went in the 70s, when I was in the streets in Philadelphia, when I was doing my thing, whatever, the numbers and whatever it may be, compared to when I went in 2009, 2008, 2009, when I was much older, it was because I went to the feds. When I got locked up in Las Vegas, I got straight, I got sent to the feds. And when you're older, you're more wiser. You don't run the yards in the prison. You ain't with that nonsense. You either playing chess or you watching TV or you writing letters or you're in the law library. You're more focused in the joint and at, at an older guy, then you're running wild when you're young in the joint. You ain't trying to educate yourself and you ain't trying to do nothing to better your condition for yourself or your family. When you're older, you focus, you want to get out, you're done with it, you want to have things lined up. When I was in prayer, I was still making matches from the penitentiary. I came home, Fred, 10 years ago for good. Ain't been no trouble in 10 years. Ain't had to step to nobody in 10 years. Ain't had to go to the streets. When I came home, Fred, it's like I never left. I was making matches in jail. I was doing my thing. I was booking fights. When I got on the Hall of Fame list about 8 months before I came home, I knew I was going to the Hall that November in New
Mm,
Jersey, in South Carolina, North Carolina, and Kentucky. It's because I was more focused. Even though I was away, I was taking care of my family. I was on top of my game. When I was young, I was running the yard, playing handball every day, shower and play chess at night before lockdown. Wasn't going to the law library, wasn't going over to the school to try to better my education because you know what I'm saying. So when you're older, you get more wild and you think more. So that's my position. I'm talking about when I was in. Now these kids today that go in prison, they don't think about going to the law library or going over to school, getting the GED or nothing. When you're in prison, you're supposed to take advantage of all the programs that they have. Music class, get your GED, all that. And the feds, you can get a social degree. So that's the difference. Next question.
mm. What's the biggest misconception about prison, or a few, not the biggest, but just a few that that squares like me have no idea.
The mixed conception spread about it, it's depending on where you at. Uh, depending on whether you in the state or the Fed. The Fed joint is different. It depends on your crime. So you go for tax evasion, you go into a camp. No fences, no nothing. I was in a medium. Walls, fences, everything. But when I was there.
Hmm.
But the misconception is a lot of guys, when you get popped and go in, a lot of guys, misconception, guys, they just, a lot of young guys, they just want to play ball. They don't want to go to, they want to play ball, eat, take a shower, and get on the telephone or get on the computer.
Hmm.
That's the misconception. A lot of them, they just go in, don't better themselves. All they want to do is talk to the girl every 10 or 20 or 30 minutes.
Mm.
Pray. When I was in, I stayed focused. I stayed on top of the fight game. I was handling my business. Calls at night. I got a list. Who needed what on what show. I got on the phone and took care of my business.
Mm.
So it depends. It depends on your mindset, Craig.
Right, right, right,
It depends on your mindset, bro.
right.
It's depending on your mindset. A lot of guys don't have. They think it's a great return. Oh, I went in. Oh, I got 20. I did this and did that. Great. It ain't no joke or nobody telling you lights or TVs or child time. I don't never want to hear that no more long as I live.
Mm.
I never want to hear that no more, man. So that's the way it is, my brother.
Why is it glorified in the black community? Why is prison glorified?
Prayer is glorified because prison is a commodity. They make money. Because a lot of guys don't understand prayer, especially today's guys that's getting caught up in the streets, getting caught up, don't understand the ramification of being in a cage. That's my perception.
Mm.
Guys don't understand. That's my perception.
Mm.
That's my perception, man.
How did they monetize it though? How did they monetize it and make it cool though?
Right? Because, excuse me, y'all, you're in the yard, you're playing ball, pray. They give them balls, they give them telephones. They ain't doing nothing. They act like they're on the street corner.
Mm.
So they glorify. See, it's a difference between a convict and an inmate. I was never an inmate, I was a convict.
What's the difference? I don't know.
The different inmate is like a guy working on a corporate job. A convict is hard to the core. Um, he don't he don't let time do him. He do he do the time. These inmates, they don't understand the time do them because they caught up fighting on the prison yard, getting caught up going to the hole. They glorify that. Oh, I went to the hole for cracking that guy in the head with a sock. That ain't nothing to glorify about it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Convict mind his own business, walk the yard, don't take no chance. You got to go to war.
Mm-hmm.
You go to war.
Right.
So that's how that is, my brother.
Is homosexuality as rampant as people perceive it to be that's not in jail?
You know, Fred, I never was around that. I noticed this because I was in the Fed. I was I was a different breed. Being a Muslim, I went around all that madness.
Mm-hmm.
I was most on my block in in McQuarrie, in Kentucky, and Butler. Most of my whole block was Muslims. We went about that madness. Sure, is this where I was at, but I wasn't in that area. Where is this?
Right. Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
But it is this. It is this.
Okay. All right. Let
It
me
is this.
let me in that